Hello to everyone, this is Joanna, and today I would like to share with you what I'm going to call my own personal basic nail care routine. As we all know, I don't have perfect nails. I wish that I did. Sometimes I like the shape of my nails better than others. I will mess with them. As you can see, I've got on this particular polish, and so I thought today would be the day to tell you, since some people were asking about what I do for nail care, and it's going to be different from everybody else's. I don't really have a basic routine that I follow on the regular, just like everyone else. I try different products for different reasons. So I'm just going to show you what I'm kind of up to currently and tell you what I've been doing. Now, I will say this. I love using this pixie dust. I didn't like these polishes when they first came out. I think the very first one that I got was the red, and I don't know if I have the black one or not. I'll have to go back and check. But the very first one, I think the red was China, spelled with a Y. That was the first one I had, and then eventually I got other colors, and I didn't like them at first, and then they grew on me, especially the green one called Cheetah that I use quite a bit, and I have that one here. And what I found that I do like about these is, you've always heard me talk about me having peeling nails. It's mostly because I peel them. Like, my nails are thin to begin with. And if I don't have polish on, I'll sit and I'll do one of these numbers, you know, and I'll pick with whatever it is that I see there. Next thing you know, whatever part I've grown out that's healthy, I've kind of ruined it. So I'm going to take one of these sides of polish off so you can see, because what I do like about this is these are great polishes for when you want to camouflage damage, especially if it's not super deep. Like, sometimes I'll have a peel that's real deep and there's a dent there. Also, another thing that camouflages damage on your nails is a dark polish like black or a dark brown. And if you don't like wearing those colors, but you do nail stamping, that helps too, because you can put a design on top. You've often heard me say I'd love to do a look that I did years ago where I'm using light blue and white stamping on top. It's one of the first manicures that I think I put on Instagram when I first got on Instagram. It's along the bottom if you follow me there at Brit02. And it kind of has cotton fuzz that I didn't know about at that time. I liked using this with the white and light blue polish and then fairy dust on top. That's one of my go-to looks for this polish that I will revert back to. So I'm going to take this polish off, show you what my damage is, and just tell you a little bit about what I do. Some of the things that I think that you could have that you could just have on the regular. You want a mild nail polish remover. As much as I loved the OPI Expert Touch and Aloe, I discovered a long time ago that's what was causing my peeling even more than normal. So I had to leave those polishes alone. If they work for you, that's great, but they did not work for me. So you want to start off with a mild or non-acetone polish remover. If you can get your hands on a glass file, I like the ones I get off eBay from the Czech Republic or these Sephora ones. Only thing is, I had to learn not to carry these around because they break really easy. I have one in my purse that's in a little case and it's got files on both sides. This is just one-sided. I have tweezers for the little skin that gets in these areas, like on the inside or the cuticles get dry. You want an oil of some type, which I'll talk about these more. You want whatever your treatment polish might be that you might be using. If you're using one for your nail type, a lot of people talk about the nail teaks too. I haven't had a chance to try that yet. You want some type of a buffer, which I will also talk about these. And also there's other treatments you can use. And two things I talk about a lot is the Berry L oil and the Berry L cream. So I'm going to go ahead and take this polish off one of my hands so you can see what it is that I'm covering up. So what I'm going to try to do is go in the order of removal and application, kind of like how I go. Now, the polish that I have on this hand right here is the Zoya Liberty, and I've actually got on 3 coats of this. I actually did this today before I went out, which is why it's here, because it was the parts that I couldn't get off. And I took it off of this hand, as you can see, this particular polish leaves some staining. And what I took it off with is my Zoya Remove Plus. Now, you guys know a couple years ago, I got the buy 4 32-ounce bottles, get 4 free. I believe I've still got 3 of those bottles plus an open one still, and they're still good. I've been refilling this because this thing right here is about $10, at least when I last bought one. And then the refill bottle was $25 for 32 ounces, which equals 4 of these. But as you can see, and I'm going to try to show you here, my nails are dry. This blue has stained them. All of this little bit of edge that I have right here, which is usually about where I like my nails at, well, I have peeled all of that. At the very bottom, there's peeling. And what makes it bad is when I'm working in the med carts and say I hit the edge of something sharp, that's how I'll get that little nick or ding here. And usually it goes all the way down, whatever little bit of length I have. It's never enough for bleeding or nothing like that. But even when I file, it's down there. And as you can see, this pixie dust polish covers that up. Like, you can't really tell that I got damage. If I had on regular polish or metallic polish, you would be able to see the peeled areas. So what I like to do once I take my polish off, one of the first things that I will do, because even though I wear polish a whole lot, most of the times when I'm off 2 and 3 days, I'll take that polish off. I don't know if our nails truly need to breathe or not, but I just sometimes want to take polish off, especially when I've worn this kind of polish for a long time and you see those areas in there. That's when I'll start to really wash my hands with soap and water, go at it with a nail brush, which I don't have on my table here, and just clean that area up. And for a little bit I'll do French manicures. But currently I am out of the regular little smile strips, and I had those ones that I was using with the different shapes. But what I like to do is take this nail cream, and you've heard me talk about this before. When I first showed it, it was a white cream. Opening and closing it, it turns into this wax-like substance, but it's still good. This can be used over nail polish. It can be used on bare nails. And I just like the way that it looks. You just rub it in like so, and your nails just look a little bit better instantly. So I'll usually do this like when I come in and I know I'm off the next couple of days. I'll take my polish off. That's what I'll do. Another thing that you want is some type of an oil, and I favor the Burts oil and cream. These two things have been around since I've been in high school and before. I believe the history around this is they developed it for people that took care of horse hooves because something they were doing to the horse hoof, they noticed their own nails were healthy. There is a story behind this, but it's one of the few products that has been around for years. This oil and this cream I like the most. They changed and reformulated some of their treatment polishes, like their manicure extender. I don't like it anymore. I do have the Burts Nail Rebuilding Protein polish, but I have not used it yet. So that's a treatment polish. Now, as far as oil, I like the Burts oil, but I seem to have misplaced mine. This is Sally Hansen Vitamin E oil. It starts off in a gold cap or a black cap, but this had a gold cap and it got messed up. But this is a pretty good oil. I used to watch Love for Nails. She said that when she would cut her nails down, she would use the vitamin E oil and it kept them strong. What I probably need to do, if you use clippers, I get the big kind for your feet that are straight across. So the ideal thing for me to do at this point would be to let my nails grow out a little bit more and chop that whole free edge off and go from there. And then let that grow out to about the same length and then chop that off, and then everything would be okay. But I don't really like cutting my nails. There's no reason. I just can't stand that. I would rather file my nails. But the healthier thing to do would be to chop them off where that damage is. And it's really simply said. It's just a matter of me doing it. It sounds real easy. You allow the damaged part to grow off, you cut it off. But see, then I still will mess with my nails. Like if I'm sitting somewhere and I don't have anything to do, and I will start messing with whatever pieces are there, and next thing you know, I've got even more damage, which is what happened last night. I was messing with my nails. All of this kind of stuff helps that. And then I will file them. Like I try to file them at least once a week or reshape them once a week. Because I tell everybody, again, it's another thing that's easier said than done. When I would watch people's videos and they would talk about damage, I'd be like, oh, just give it 10 days and you'll have some new growth. When you're not thinking about the 10 days, that happens fast. If you've ever noticed when you get your nails the length you want, before you know it, they're longer than what you want. So if you wait that happens, but just looking at it makes it seem slower. So you got your nail polish off. You use whatever your treatment oil or whatever is going to be your cream. Another good thing to try are some of the treatment polishes, and I have a few. This Zoya one, I believe, was meant to be used by itself. I have tried this on in the house, but I haven't worn it. I think I will today. I'm going to take this blue off and I'm going to put this on and see how it does. But some of the treatment polishes that I have, this is Sephora by OPI. They don't make this one anymore. It's a hydrator. And I didn't get a chance to see if they made one in the Formula X version. Excuse me. But I always like to keep a moisturizing base coat, especially in the winter, because my nails would get so dry that when I would hit them up against something, they get brittle and crack. Everyone knows about the Rejuvecoat. I've been using this, but I'm not as crazy about it as I used to be. Then this one right here is one of the items I'm targeting to use up. This is green tea. When I first got this, I thought it was a polish. I didn't even know how to use it. I'm like, this stuff won't dry. And then I realized it was like a little treatment oil. This is very, very good. In fact, when I use this up, if I can find another one, I will get it. And then there's the Sesh Recondition. I bought this, but then I never did use it. A few more treatment polishes that I do like is the China Glaze Calcium Nail Builder. And some newer ones that I have that I haven't really used too much is the Orly for splitting nails and peeling nails. And then this Sally Hansen one. Now this is now called 7-in-1. It's the same thing, but they've added a few things like brightening, and I think they added something else, so they've turned the 4 into 7. But this also comes in a blue bottle, and I think the blue bottle is the regular one. This is a moisturizing base coat too that I keep around. When I first talked about it, I think it was like 3-in-1, and every year they add something. So if you're using this and it's 7-in-1, that's what this is. So the last thing that is a treatment coat, and I bought this because someone mentioned it, I've been wanting to try, but this takes a minute to dry for me, is the Nail Life. So basically all you need is your clippers, your file, some kind of a buffer, soap and water, because some people don't wear nail polish or they only wear natural polishes. Buffers that I like, this one I've torn up. I got this one before I actually knew how to use it. And then this one right here is a Zoya one, and as you can see, I've been using this one. But with this one, all you do is you just rub it all over the top of your nail. And I really do like these. Zoya seems to always be sold out of these little blocks. And I just like these because it kind of cleans up some of the damage, but you also don't want to overbuff, because if you do this too much, so I try to do this at least once a couple of months. Maybe I should do it once a month. And then like once I've got my hands all washed and cleaned up and I'm going to apply my polish or whatever, I do like to use an adhering base coat, especially when I've been peeling my nails like I have. Now I will say, as everybody will tell you, if you're using glitter or a polish that's already hard to remove, you do not want to use an adhering base coat under that particular polish. An adhering base coat is supposed to be just a base to make your polishes stick and last a little longer. This one and the China Glaze Strong Adhesion, I do see that my polish lasts a little bit longer. Also, the HK Girl one, Stuck on Blue, is a good one. Those are the three that I use the most. And I go through those quite a bit. And then nail cream, any kind of hand cream is good for your nails, but Sally Hansen makes nails and cuticles hand cream. Barrel makes a hand cream. The Vaseline Intensive Care, just any hand cream at all is good for your nails. And then, of course, if you're doing your cuticle care or anything like that, this is an item that I like to use. I had the one that was by, I don't know if it was Zoya's or somebody else's. I'm not even sure what the brand was, but I remember I got it from Sally's and my top cracked on it. But I believe it's on the Zoya website under their cuticle line or something like that. I didn't like that one. I do like this one. I have another one of these around here somewhere. And you just put it like on your cuticles and you push them back. So I don't do too much in terms. I just basically will wash my hands after I take my polish off. I'll use the buffer to make them look better. And as you can see, that made them look a smidge better besides this staining that I got right here. I'll put the oil on my nails. But what I really do love about the Barrel Cream is you can use it over top of your nail polish. So that and this glass file. And the only other thing that I do that I've just found out about that I really do like doing is these hand mask treatments. You can do these with your polish on or with your polish off. And these come from Sephora. They're like $6. As much as I didn't like the face mask, because you guys know I hauled a bunch of these, I love these because they're a glove. And they're dry on the outside, and you can actually do whatever you were going to do. Now, I don't think you could wash dishes in them unless you put on some of them rubber gloves on top of them, but you can actually go about doing your housework. You just don't want to do anything that's handling heat because the outside of these is plastic. But these feel incredible. In fact, I'm going to get some more of these and give them as gifts and probably put some in a giveaway. I've given a few of these away to people. I haven't heard too much about them except for from one person who loved them and said they were great. I've given some away at work. I don't think that person has tried it yet, but I really love these. And there were 3. There was an olive oil one, an argan one, and this one. And I definitely want more. So that was it. I hope that that helped. I don't have a whole lot that I do. And this mango cuticle salve, I put that around my nails because my cuticles seem to be really, really dry, except for in the summertime, my hands look just like I want them to. But that was it, just some basic things that I do, and it changes all the time. The only thing that doesn't change is I'm always using a cream. I'm always using that oil. The treatment polishes that I try out are different. They're always different. The hand treatments that I try out are different, but I use the same adhering base coats. But if you peel your nails or anything like that, or you have any damage on your nails, you can definitely camouflage it with a dark polish. If you do nail stamping on top of that dark polish, or if you like to add fairy dust or a glitter coat, even glitter polishes. I have some glitter polishes that I will use, but pixie dust are really, really nice for, you know, disguising some minor damage. But again, that was it. That's all that I had to share. Those are just the little things that I do in my basic nail care routine. I don't really use any cuticle cutters too much. And like I said, I use the toenail clippers that are straight across, and then I shape my nail from there. So that was it. If you have any more questions, until the next time, everyone have a great day.